Joining us now from Elko, Nevada, Senator Cruz. That ought to be a tough one for you to fire the guy. But, you know, this is the third controversy you guys have had. So how do you see it?
Well, Bill, it's good to join you. Thank you for having me. Listen, it was unfortunate that I had to ask for Rick's resignation. But we've set a standard from the very beginning of this campaign that we are going to operate from the highest level of integrity. And Rick tweeted out a press story that falsely attributed to Marco some comments about the Bible. It turned out the story was false. But regardless, we are not going to call anyone's faith into question. That's a standard I set from the very beginning, and that's why I asked for Rick's resignation. We are instead, from the beginning, running a campaign where we're taking the high road and not engaging in the insults and attacks of the other races, rather keeping the focus on issues and substance. Okay.
But certainly you have to defend yourself, and of course some of your opponents today weighed in with that your campaign is dishonest, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. Donald Trump was in the lead on that, as you probably know. Do you have any comment on Trump saying that, you know, your campaign is dishonest, you're a bad guy, and you know what the drill is?
Well, you know, Bill, it's a very strange dynamic where two of the candidates in this race, Donald Trump and Marco Rubio, whenever anyone points to their actual record, they won't defend their record. They won't even discuss their record. They just scream liar, liar, liar. And both of them have been engaging in very nasty, very personal attacks relentlessly and daily. And it's all false. You know, I'll give you an example. The debate we had last Saturday, I made the point from the debate stage that Donald Trump, for 60 years of his life, described himself as very pro-choice, and even now he supported Planned Parenthood. And Trump began bellowing, liar, liar, that's not true. He said, when did I support Planned Parenthood? And I said, well, when I led the fight to defund Planned Parenthood, you opposed it and said Planned Parenthood does wonderful things. Likewise with Marco. Look, I mean, let's talk about the facts, because my focus is on facts and substance.
I don't want to use the whole interview thing for this, but because of the breaking news, I had to do it. Here's a policy question I need you to define for me tonight. Yeah. 12 million illegal aliens here in America. Mr. Trump says he would deport them forcibly. The federal authorities would round them up and send them back home. Costs a lot of money, but he says it's worth it because we just can't allow the law to be broken this way. Would you round up 12 million illegal aliens here, and if so, how?
Listen, we should enforce the law. How do we enforce the law? Yes, we should deport them. We should build a wall. We should triple the Border Patrol. And federal law requires that anyone here illegally that's apprehended should be deported. You know the biggest difference, Bill?
Them, though, as Mr. Trump would look for them to get them out. Would you do that if you were president?
Look, Bill, of course you would. That's what ICE exists for. We have law enforcement that looks for people who are violating the laws, that apprehends them and deports them. But, Bill...
Wait. Just let me get this straight, because this is important, very important. And I use the same example. So Tommy O'Malley from County Cork in Ireland is over here, and he overstays his visa, and he's got a couple of kids, and he's settled into Long Island. And you, President Cruz, are going to send the feds to his house, take him out, and put him on a plane back to Ireland?
You better believe it. Now, right now, we actually can't do that, because we don't have a biometric exit entry system, so we don't know when, in your example, Tommy goes home. Federal law requires...
Okay, but then the court would probably, as I told Trump, the court would probably block you. Look, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I want to get to the meat of this. The federal courts would probably block you from doing that, taking Mr. O'Malley and putting him on a plane.
Why would they do that?
Because due process.
Why would they do that?
Due process. Even if you're here illegally,
listen, I've spent my entire life as a constitutional lawyer. No, that is not. So federal law right now requires a biometric exit entry system on visas. The Obama administration refuses to enforce federal law. As president, I will put that in place so we will know the day someone overstays their visa and be able to send law enforcement to apprehend them and send them home. And the biggest difference, Bill, between Donald Trump and Marco Rubio and myself is that both Donald Trump and Marco Rubio would allow those 12 million people to become U.S. citizens. Donald said once he deports them, he'd let them back in as citizens. I will not. And for anyone who's concerned about jobs, doesn't want to see wages driven down, they are going to be, under existing law, they're not eligible to come back in legally if they have been deported for breaking the law. And I think Donald Trump and Marco Rubio are wrong to drive down wages and take away Americans' jobs by giving 12 million people here illegally U.S. citizenship. That's not consistent with rule of law.
All right. Well, this is my job to get your position on the record. We did it tonight. Senator, we'll continue the conversation. We appreciate you taking the time.